extra innings to do it. But Malia Smith leads off here in the top of the first inning and takes a first pitch ball from the Game 2 starter in Madison Bishop, freshman from Marietta, Georgia, for the Shorter Hawks. The next offering is high and out. Smith makes it 2-0. This is the Carson-Newman order for Game 2. It is to what it was in Game 1. Offensively, head coach Michael Graves not wanting to make any changes. Clips it straight back on a pop-up, and it's 2-1. As the lights have come on, the sun, moisture and rain that was there at the start of Game 1 started to make it a little colder here for Game 2. Righty on lefty with Smith in the lefty's batter's box with home plate. We'll do it all over again. But same, Smith leads off playing at shortstop. Abby Martin, the center fielder, bats second. Macaulay Bailey, the first baseman, bats third. Those are the what is an E1. First pitch time here in Rome, Georgia. My phone said maybe feels a little bit colder as the sun is setting. As the first offering to Martin, righty's batter's box. The center Smith going on the 1-0. It is Smith going on the 1-0. It is off the mark. Walker in as the designated player. Anne-Marie Richards is the catcher, batting fifth. Had the grand slam in the 8th inning that proved runs by the Hawks. Put the Eagles able to escape by the skin of their teeth. That has now dropped 7 consecutive games and sits at 3-10 on the season. As for Carson, with their 3rd consecutive win. But Amory in the top of the 8th inning, she's batting fifth and is catching. As the 2-1 fouled away by Martin down the first base side. Keeps the offensive fire going. And she continues to build on what has been a race the team. And has RBIs in back-to-back games. Had a stretch of 2 RBIs and rounding out the rest of the order in 9 spot, as I didn't finish my sentence before, with Shelby Armstrong in the 9 spot. Playing in right field, Emma Romika is in the circle for Carson-Newman. And Macaulay Bailey steps in and waves through the fence. 0-1. Macaulay Bailey had 4 RBIs in Game 1, including her 4th inning. Clips the 0-1 back to the fencing behind home plate. And it's 0-2 with Martin in scoring position at second base, a 1-0. After the RBI double from Abby Martin. The 0-2, high fastball on the right. It goes up to get to the way they ended Game 1. Ashton Stevens is in straightaway center. Katie Williams joins her in right, and Maddie Curtis is in left. 0-2 to Macaulay Bailey is an off-speed that dips low and away outside the right-handed hitting first. As Hat has ignited her bat over the last 3 games. Has her sign, comes home on the break even. And it's low in the dirt, skips up the first base side off the and advancing over to third. The wild pitch. Hollingsworth for a moment, but she squeezes it with her right hand as Macaulay Bailey is aboard with a walk. Runners on the corners for Sarah Walker, the designated player for Carson-Newman, the freshman prior to Game 1. The lone home run on the season for Carson-Newman that came in a 6-0 win over Converse. First pitch, and a first pitch swinging for Walker. It's a ground ball, that's foul ball. The 0-1, Walker catches a piece of it, and it goes to the net behind home plate. And as I check my text messages, congratulations to my coworker on his way to the hospital. Wife Lexi and him are expecting their first baby. Holt Fieldhouse on this Wednesday night. Men away by Walker, so we do it all over again. And a wave and a miss from Walker. And there's One gone on Bishop's first strikeout. Launched her first career home run as a grand slam. One away for the right-handed. Catches a piece of it and catcher outside of one game this season as she hammers the 0-2 back up the middle and drives in Martin on an RBI single. As Martin comes in to score the 4th to the 7th, but across the last 8 runs on the score. And getting back up to speed from a knee injury that knocked her out all of last season. 0-1. Hefty cut but comes up empty, and it's 0-. She found a little something. 2 for 5, had a run scored, hard hit. As Malia Smith for Carson-Newman. The bases loaded. First offering in the first came at a score, and then her last time up in this inning, in the second inning, that is, had an RBI bunt single. Things outside. Now it's 2-0. Abby Martin stands on deck if it gets to her here. Into the netting down the third base side. Boyd getting hit on the way down. The count moves. The count moves to 2-1. Carson-Newman trying to sweep this doubleheader. Escaped game 1 with a extra innings 13-12 win. A 2-1. Misses down Smith. 3-1. Is in double figures. It is back-to-back games with double-digit runs for Carson-Newman. And Malia it. And it is a called strike as it loops upstairs against Martin. Moves the count to 0-2. Martin doesn't like the call. From Baxter, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, Martin, chopper towards second, sneaks under the glove of Sanders and rolls into right center field. Armstrong scores from second as Martin will advance over to second on the throw as Smith goes first to third. The top of the second inning. 9 runs from Carson-Newman in this second frame. As Martin, a seeing eye single. Brings up Macaulay Bailey. Stairs from Baxter 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. Bailey turns and pops it up. 1-0. Bailey turns and pops it up. Dugout on the first base side. That is where Shorter is. I'm sure it is rather quiet in that first base dugout. 11-0, top of the second inning. Still 2 outs. Still runners in scoring. Zips outside. 2 balls. Here comes the 2-1 to Macaulay Bailey, and she hammers one back into center field. Smith scores. Here comes Martin, the single for Macaulay Bailey. Back-to-back for Macaulay Bailey, where she drives in 2 runs, and it is 13-0. Carson-Newman have scored in this frame. Circle. The wheels on this bus just keep going around and around. 8 RBIs on this day. Up. As one of 2 Carson-Newman hitters that have not reached base today. or in game 2, I should say. I should specify that. Top of the order for Carson-Newman. Everyone has, they haven't been retired once. Leah Smith, Abby Martin, and Macaulay Bailey have come. First offering to Walker. Hard chopper towards short. Gloved by Mitchell. She'll go to the easy route towards second, but the damage is done. 13-0 Carson-Newman as we head into the bottom of the second inning. 11 runs score in that second inning alone. Georgia here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Out 92 off Old Andrew John for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing and incentives for home. We inspects every job to ensure. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Emma Romika returns to the circle for Carson-Newman, and well, she went into her first inning of work. No defensive changes anywhere else for Carson-Newman. Mathena still behind the plate as the 0-1 loops outside. 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody out. Curtis reached the 1-1 from Romika. Check swing, third base line, and it's 1-2. Addie started the Carson-Newman offense in game 1. And she is one of the more energetic players. Very outgoing as the 1-2 misses outside, and it's 2-2. Wants to be ready, is highly energized, even if you're the broadcaster, like myself. Addie loves to ask me questions about anything for that matter. A lunchbox full of snacks that she will not share with anyone. Rice Krispie treat. Had everything. Maybe as a season, share something to Anna Sanders. Sanders lifted up down the left field line. Saunders races over, but runs out of room as it lands. Her and Shelby Armstrong's mom. That as Romika comes home on the 1-1. Sanders in the righty's batter's box, and the count moves to 2-1. And it's Curtis at second, nobody else on the base pads. 2-1 from Romika, skips in low, 3 balls, and 1 strike to Anna Sanders. Alex Hollingsworth is on deck. Carson-Newman defensively. Abby Martin's in and right is Shelby Armstrong. And it's a ball inside. 5-pitch walk to Anna Sanders. Puts runners on first and second with 1 away for Alex Hollingsworth. These a pair of seniors on the corners. And Macaulay Bailey at first and Grace Gregory at third. And then the freshman duo up the middle, completing the battery with Richards to begin. As Hollingsworth swings on the first pitch. Grounds one to Smith. She'll go to 2 for 1. Across to first, and it is in time. They roll it up. Double play to end. Scoreless for Shorter. 13-0. Shorter. 13-0 Carson-Newman as we go into the 4th inning. Back with more from Rome on the Eagle Sports Network after this.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown. Once hungry at lunch, show your business card. Pick up or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels thanks to Mossy Creek. While we remember the Eagle funding and facilities. Talents up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit Club. Join the Eagle Club today. Visit Club.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network under the lights of the Alto Park Softball Complex. Alto Park Softball Complex. Eagle Sports Network. Delighted you could join me on this Wednesday night. Carson's True down to Hardeeville, South Carolina over the weekend. USC Buford on both Friday, but this is first True back to as up 13-0 here in the fourth inning of Game 2. From Valerie Baxter. Misses down and in against the right fielder, who stands in the righty's batter's box, and it's 1-0. Looking elsewhere for Carson-Newman. The women's bat Armstrong hits on the ground, straight to Mitchell short. Newman. The women's bat Armstrong hits on the ground, straight to Mitchell short. High for the first out in the fourth. Batter's box as it turns back over to the top of the order for Carson-Newman, and Smith takes the first pitch ball. Huge game in terms of sack standings with basketball. Her is bent over just to let a stinger up on her shoulder, and that is where she's pointing to on her left shoulder. It's the coaching staff on her. Long count moves, and the count sits at 2-1. And Hollingsworth is okay. Hogan at the helm of this Hawks team. 2-1 to Smith. Chopper towards third. Mitchell fields. But nothing comes in to Martin, and it misses low. 1-0. But continuing on basketball, Carson-Newman pulls one towards third. Fielded by over to first, and it is in time for out number 3. Get you caught up on everything that's going on at Holt Fieldhouse and keep you in tap on everything that's going on here down in Rome, Georgia. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It is 13-0 Carson-Newman on the Eagle Sports Network. Eagle Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. And we know. Did you know our home teams, like the Eagles? And we know. Did you know Twilight is right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast ultra reliable, and we'd love to serve you. Learn more at twilight.net or by calling 833 847-0.
How do you know?
833-847-0.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. And when you ask directly,